Yes, I have a lot of stuff that's new at Sephora. Some of them are things that I got just to repeat, just because I was running low, like my Tower 28 spray. But I also got my hands on a lot of new stuff. So stick around if you want to see how I get ready with all these stuff. And some quick thoughts on them. I do have full reviews on a couple of this product. So I'm going to be saying it as the video goes about. If you want a more in-depth video of anything else, you just let me know in the comments. It seems like new makeup's coming out all the time, and you don't need to buy everything that comes out that's new. So I'm going to tell you if it's worth it. And yes, I did re-dye my hair brown. You can definitely see the bleach still peeking through. I'll probably do another round of dye because it didn't cover 100%. Let's jump right into it, give it a thumbs up, and let's get to it. We're gonna start off with skincare. I have here the Tower 28 moisturizer. It's the SOS Rescue Cream. This is kind of new, actually. It's not too old, so if you haven't tried it, I recommend you do. Check out my video. I have a full review on it. I've been using it to kind of get rid of all this dryness I get on the top of my cheekbones. I do use a very strong retinol, so I do get certain dryness, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix it with the Be Goldy Illuminating Drops. This one has some skincare in it. It has 5% niacinamide, so we're gonna get some skincare benefits in here and a glowy finish. I'm just gonna use a couple drops because I'm already very oily, so I don't need a lot of hydration in my skin. You guys probably know that. I'm just gonna mix it in. I'm just gonna put it on the high points of my cheekbone. Yeah, you could definitely see a lot more radiance on the cheekbone, way more than when I use this alone. I don't particularly think this is the most dewy cream. It's just a rich cream and really helps me recover my skin barrier because it does have ceramides in it. So if I definitely want more of a dewy, radiant finish, then I mix it with this for sure. The drops on its own tend to just give you a very natural highlighted effect, kind of like a lit from within, very glowy, maybe kind of sweaty look. So it does reflect a lot of light, but in a very natural way. It doesn't really have a lot of big shimmering particles in it. So if you definitely want a more natural glowy look, you can go with this. And you can use it underneath your skin or mix it in with your foundation or your moisturizer or whatever you want. I think it's a very versatile product. I don't know if it's much different than any other highlighter out there, but it is very natural. So if you like skincare and you like the glow, maybe you can go for it. So for foundation, I'm gonna use the Fenty Skin Tint. This is a skin tint in a stick. Also have a review up on this already. You're gonna have to catch up with the videos because I've been uploading. It's a very sheer formula, and I know that a stick could be a little bit intimidating because a lot tend to drag, but this one is so smooth. It's like glides on, it's super effortless, very hydrating. If you're dry, I wouldn't be too scared to use this product. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it in. As you can tell right here, it's not really covering my dark pigmentation from past acne. Like I said, it's a very natural skin-like finish. You know, you're just not gonna get the full coverage from a full coverage foundation. If full coverage is your thing, then this is not for you. If you wanna give the full coverage a break, but you still need a little something, then you can use this one. I'm going ahead and doing a second layer. And yeah, it looks a little bit better, a little bit more even. It's gonna make your skin look like skin. I think it retails for like $35, so it's not a bad price. I feel like I want to keep trying more affordable makeup. Okay, so next is the Tower 28 concealer. Again, I have a review on this. There's a lot of new makeup and I'm just trying to keep up with the reviews. I like this concealer. I think less is better. Any product that you layer on a lot will definitely end up creasing. I do recommend using a little powder with this, but it's not a bad concealer. Like, I really like it. I prefer it so much more than the Makeup by Mario one. The Makeup by Mario one is also new at Sephora, but I will definitely say that this is a no-go for me. It's too matte. It has coverage, but it dries very matte. It's so drying, and I don't think I like my under eyes to look dry. I want hydration, light reflecting, and and if I want to mattify it, then I add the powder myself. If you're looking for which concealer to try, I would just try the Tower 28 one. I did apply concealer, I powdered. I'm gonna use a bronzer with the same brush I was using, just because I wanna sculpt a little bit. This one's very pigmented, so I try to be very careful with it. This is not new. I don't really have a new bronzer to review right now. I'm gonna add some here, kind of lift the eye a little bit. I'll run it across the eyelid too. This is not new, but it's new to me. And what is new about it is that it now comes in mini size. So if you really want to try Westman Taylor blushes, which are so luxe and gorgeous, I love this container. I love the packaging. It feels good using it. I think the formula is great. It's kind of like not super light reflecting and dewy and emollient like other blushes. And when you rub it in, it feels more matte and stain-like. I don't know how to explain it. It's such a beautiful, beautiful formulation for a blush. You see that? It just doesn't look like glowy and balmy. If you have oily skin, you probably struggle with this same thing. You don't want like a super dewy blush because it tends to melt off. This one holds on very nicely and the color is simply so gorgeous. Yeah, I love the finish of the blush. I love how it looks. I love the color. So this is really cute. Another blush that's new is the Giorgio Armani blushes. This is the color 61. It's a little dark, but don't be scared. If you're like very gentle with it, you can get away with it. And even if you use a wider brush, the color might not look as intense or intimidating. But since I'm on camera, I'm just gonna pack it on. This formula of a blush, it's the latest formulation that I've been loving. For powder blushes, I've been loving the Hourglass one, but this one are also very, very silky. And I love to set my cream blush with a powder blush. I think it's my preferred method. Yeah, I would definitely recommend these. There's lighter tones. I have them all. I really love Amore. That's like my favorite shade. So that's my blush. I'm going to jump over to lips and then I'm going to finish with my eyes. One is Foxy Brown by Charlotte Tilbury. I finally got my hands on it. And then Patrick Ta came out with new lipsticks and like kind of like nude pinky tones. I grabbed Seductive. It was more of a dark rosy mauvey tone. I just needed something a little bit darker in my collection because a lot of my lipsticks are just very light nude. I think it's such a beautiful color. Quite neutral without it being a light pink. It just gives you a little bit more color. And I don't know, I'm kind of like, I love it. It's considered a matte formula, but I see a reflection on it just a tiny bit. I did have a little bit of a lip balm underneath. I wouldn't say it's super matte. I think it's a very comfortable matte. There's definitely drier, more matte formulas out there. This one's not that bad. And yeah, I just really love the color. So for eyes, I'm gonna do a little bit of an eyeliner. I'm gonna do that off camera and then I'll be right back. I did a smoky eyeliner look because I've been obsessing over this Makeup Forever eyeliner. I'm gonna do an August favorites because there's a lot of makeup that I've been loving and I want to share with you guys. This one's great. We're here to test out the mascara. So let's do that. I'm going to use a lash curler. I always use a lash curler. This mascara is new from Anastasia Beverly Hills and I already tried it and I was not impressed. I'm hoping that I like it a lot more once it dries because this one's supposed to give you more of false eyelash effect, like lash extensions. They claim it's lengthening and volumizing. It doesn't give me that much volume and I feel like that's kind of what I like in a mascara. Maybe trying out a mascara with eyeliner, it's not ideal because you can't really see it. It's not that impressive. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna do a second coat. It is lengthening though, so if you like a lengthening mascara, I think you could like this one. I look for more volume than length, so that's why I'm not super duper satisfied with this one. I think it's a pass. The wand is kind of thin, so I think for bottom lashes it works pretty well. Let's go on to my last product of the day. It's the Jumbo Size Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. This is the regular size for comparison. It's definitely a lot bigger. I think you're saving like $13 or $15 by getting the jumbo size. The setting spray is amazing. It's my favorite setting spray. I don't think it makes you look super dewy. Once it dries, it makes you look like a more satin finish. It smells really good. Every time I spray it on someone, they're like, oh, I love it. It smells so good. And it really makes your makeup last so much longer. If you don't like the one size setting spray because it's very, very mattifying, then I would use this, or you can even mix them both to get more of a natural effect and not super matte. I think this jumbo size is perfect for the ones who use it on a daily basis, for makeup artists. Everything Charlotte Tilbury is just great. A trick that I like to do if you're oily skin like me, after I use my setting spray, I like to go in with a little powder. You can use a powder brush like the one I was using before, or you can use a powder puff. And I usually go around here. This has been all the new stuff at Sephora that I got my hands on. I hope this helped you make a decision on what to get on your next trip to Sephora, or if you're buying online. I left everything linked below, so make sure to add to cart. Check out all the other reviews I have on my channel. Lots of the stuff have more in-depth reviews, but I just want to give you a get ready with me with the new stuff that I've purchased. I'll see you on the next one.